Explain the following. The importance of Balboa's crossing the Isthmus of Panama in 1513 to the expansion of the Spanish Empire. 8 marks. The importance of Magellan's voyage in 1519 for Spanish exploration. 8 marks. This is the mark scheme for this question, which you can find out about in more detail in the overview video. 8 marks here are awarded for AO2, which is your analysis of consequence and significance. So that requires you to take the first element of the question and think about what is important about it in relation to the second element of the question. Making those links between the two different elements of the question is how you are analytical and how you score highly for AO2. 8 marks are also awarded for AO1, which is your knowledge and understanding of the topic. So you need to be bringing in evidence from your own knowledge to support your argument for this question. These are the bands for this question. Again, you can find out about these in more detail in the overview video. But generally, to do well in this question, you need to be analytical. And that really comes down to making clear links between the importance of the first event on the second event, so the two different elements of the question. You should also have a clear line of argument so the examiner can see really clearly what you're trying to get across. Your structure should also be quite easy to follow, so try not to go off on too many tangents. Keep it as relevant and focused as you can. Also on AO1, you should be bringing in relevant details from your own knowledge to support what you're trying to say, so using that evidence from your existing understanding, really just to demonstrate to the examiner that you know what you're talking about. There are plenty of points you could make when answering these questions, so as long as what you say is relevant and correct, the examiner will give you the marks. But here are some examples of points that you could have included. So for the first question, you could have said that the discovery of the Pacific Ocean supported the claim of Spanish authority. So that is quite a general comment, so we need to explain in a little bit more detail its relevance and its significance in order to be analytical and show that we've developed our thinking. So to do that, we can say that this facilitated future Spanish exploration and conquest in South America, maybe even given the example of enabling Magellan's expedition in the future. So making sure that your comments are fully explained and you've done so in enough detail using your own knowledge is really important to hit the higher bands. This all applies again to the second question. So an example of a point that you could have made could be that Magellan found a new route to the Spice Islands. We then need to explain that in more detail, explain its relevance, and link the two elements of the question together. So we can then say that this established a spice trade route alternative to the one that went around Africa, which was under Portuguese control following the Treaty of Tordesillas. So you can see there, again, we've developed our thinking, we've linked the two elements of the question, and we've really engaged with the importance and what the question is asking us to do. For both questions, take a look at the rest of the points to see if there's anything that you could have added to your answer.